It is time for the Daily Creative Practice, day 2. Woohoo! We're 2 days in. We have basically a piece of blackboard with some art spray on it that you can't see. So I'm going to give it just a minute for some folks to join. I know it's Halloween, so we might not have a lot of people here live, and that's totally okay. You can watch the replay, of course, and catch up with the day's activity if you're following along and participating. I hope you are, and I hope you share each day. I forgot to share, and I think it's too late now for me to take a picture, but I guess this first day, there's not much to share. It just looks like a blackboard, but maybe tonight after you, or tomorrow, maybe before we go live, after your piece dries from today's activity, maybe we can all share what it looks like, because this is a really fun moment in this project. And so I love to see what everyone's got. Hi, Stephanie. How are you? Yeah, if you're here live, I'd love for you to say hi so we can chat and just catch up with each other. Hey, happy Halloween. Woohoo. It's snowing here, but I have heat now. Yay, I'm not wearing a coat anymore. I'm so happy. Hi, Dawn. How are you? Oh, I'm so glad I have heat. It was 58 degrees in my house this morning when we woke up. Very cold, but it's all better now, so yay. Hi, Renee. Yay, I'm so glad you're here. So, okay, tonight it promised would be quick and easy. Yeah, it's snowing here too. It's such a bummer for all those kids that are walking around. Oh, hold on. Let's see. Some of the comments are getting lost, so I gotta see them on my side here. Okay. Carol's probably out shoveling. Shoveling? There can't be that much snow. I hope she's not shoveling. Yeah, Stephanie, good. Hope you're doing good. I am doing well. Thank you so much. Charlotte, hi, welcome. So glad you're here. You're in Northwest Indiana. Yeah. Okay. So we've got Wisconsin, Michigan, Indiana. I think that's where most people are from. So we're all kind of in similar area and definitely getting hit with some snow today and really cold temps. So I hope everyone's staying warm and cozy. If you're here live, say hi so I can say hi to you. If you were here yesterday, I'm just going to recap really quick and then we'll get on to tonight's piece. You should have a piece of box board. It could be like a cracker box, cereal box, whatever you have around your house. I don't want you to spend any money on this week's project if you don't have to. And then we put some black gesso down, and then we put some art spray over top. And you can't see the art spray, and that's okay because we're going to see it really soon, I promise. Let's see. Carol says, I'm here passing out candy. Awesome. 4 inches of snow. Holy moly. Wow. Oh, yes. Illinois. I forgot Stephanie's in Illinois. Thank you. I was thinking Indiana. Thank you. Yes, Illinois, Indiana, Wisconsin, and Michigan. Woohoo. So I can't believe you got 4 inches of snow, Carol. That's just crazy talk. I mean, it's Halloween, people. All right. So tonight, if you're following along, you've got your piece and it's got the black gesso. It's got some art spray that's dried on it. Really important that it's dry. Then you're ready to move on to the next step. And if you're not at this step yet, or you haven't done it yet, it's fine. You can still come back and do it. You can still do it later. It's totally fine. And if you're just watching now and you're going to do this part later, that's also fine. And if you just want to watch and you're not doing it at all, I guess that's fine too. But really the point is for you to do this with us. So maybe consider starting. How about that? Tonight we need a stencil. Any stencil will do. And then you need some modeling paste. Also, any modeling paste will do. I have light modeling paste from Golden. I'm going to flip my screen so you can just see my tabletop here. It'll be easier. You don't have to see my face anymore. Okay, so I've got my stencil. This is from Stencil Girl. If you want to know, it's a Miss Sigmund one. And I don't know the name of it, but I've got numbers. If someone wants to know what it is, then I can find out for you. Light modeling paste from Golden. You could use light and fluffy. You could use regular modeling paste, but it has to be modeling paste and not gel medium. Okay. Did everybody hear that? Has to be modeling paste and not gel medium or any kind of gel. Okay, so just be aware of that. And then you need a palette knife. I've got a silicone one here, but any kind of palette knife will do, whatever you're comfortable with. And tonight is going to be really easy. Now, I have not set the timer yet, but I'm about to. Is everybody ready? Does anyone have any questions before we put the timer on? I promise to make tonight's video faster than last night. I'm not doing any updates or anything. We're just going to go for it. So I'm going to start the timer. If you have questions, feel free to ask me while we're going through. This is actually a really quick step. Depending on how much paste you got to put down and all that, and how careful you are, and you know however long that time that takes you. But we're only really doing one step tonight, so it might not even take you 10 minutes. But the results are going to be so cool once it starts drying. So, okay, are we ready? I'm going to start the timer. Let's go. Okay, so what you're going to do is put your box board down, okay, on your table, whatever, on your mat. Then you're going to put your stencil on top of it. Set it up however you want it to be. This is a very funky stencil. I'm excited to try it. Then you're going to get your light, whatever modeling paste you have is great. You're going to get that out, and you're going to get some on your palette knife. I would say start with a smaller amount and then just work your way up. And we're just going to spread it across. I'm a little bit worried about this stencil, if I'm being totally honest, but we're just going to go and see how it goes. All right, so you're just going to put modeling paste through your stencil wherever you want. You can do the whole stencil. You don't have to. It could be thick or thin. It doesn't matter. And we're just going to cover. I'm probably going to cover this whole area because I'm making a journal cover. So I definitely want this pattern in as many places as I can. But I need to also be really careful because it feels kind of like a delicate stencil a little bit. And there's so much going on. So I'm trying to be careful. I did remember to wear an apron today, so that's good. You do want it to be a little bit thick. Like, it doesn't have to be super thick, but also not paper thin. Okay, just give it a little bit of dimension here. And you might even start to see what's happening. But once it dries, man, it really is going to be pretty amazing. So let me know if you have any questions. I hope everyone's joining me. I know Carol's passing out candy. I understand. That is very sweet of you. I hope you're going to follow along later, though, at least. If you have any questions, or if you just want to chat, I would love to know what you're doing tonight. Are you also passing out candy, or do you have any kids or grandkids that dressed up today or this last weekend? It's a fun time of year. I'm really sorry about the 4 inches of snow. That's just not right. Just not right at all. Okay, so I'm almost done with this step. I am going to take it off and do this area at the end here, but just take your time. This part, like I said, this is all we're doing today. But this is going to give us a good foundation for the rest of the project as well. And as you can see, it's pretty fun once it starts drying. So for anybody that hasn't done this before, I've done this with different groups before. And so probably some of you already know what this is or have seen it. But if you haven't, I call it black magic because it looks like just a black piece of paper. And then you start to put the paste on, and as it dries, the color of art spray that you put on starts coming through the paste, and it gives it a bunch of color. I mean, look, it's already starting to happen a little bit, like right here. Isn't that fun? And when it's all done, it'll just be all full of color. As long as you had color down, it'll come through. Oh, Carol said, yes, I will. You are going to catch up later. Yay. Okay. And then for anybody that didn't hear, I think I said it like right in the beginning as people were getting on. But if you wouldn't mind sharing this step, maybe in the collective, when your piece is dry and you have all that fun color showing through, it'd be really awesome if you could share it so other people could see what we're doing, and just so we can all see your beautiful projects. So if you feel up to it, I would love to see your project. I would love it if you would share it. And I'll share mine once it's dry, probably in the morning or something. Okay. Dawn says, I also gessoed a piece of muslin and sprayed with colors. Oh, okay. All right. So you gessoed it and then you put the color on top. Yeah, it should totally work. That's going to be exciting. We'll see what modeling paste looks like on it. Yeah, that's going to be really cool. All right. So I'm just going over the edge of my piece because my stencil wasn't quite long enough to cover this whole cover. And I really kind of want this pattern everywhere because this is going to make a cool book cover, I think. So yeah, I'm just making it a little bit thick, giving us more dimension and allowing some more of that color to come through. But it doesn't need to be very thick. And so I'm done now. I'm just going to hang out with everybody. Let's see how much time we got left here on the timer. 5 minutes. See, so this is an easy step. If you were doing this just on your own, you could maybe you could do a couple, like Dawn is doing paper and fabric. You know, you could totally do that. But look at some colors already starting to come through here. Look at over here. Oh my goodness. Ooh, look at those pretty colors. Yes. So fun. So fun. It just keeps getting more and more fun the more colors come through there. So now I'm going to clean my stencil. It's really important when you use a gel or a paste or anything that's thick like this that has dimension. It's super important to clean your stencil because you don't want it to get ruined from this paste drying on it. Okay, so just a little note of housekeeping. If you know me, you know I'm not a very tidy crafter, but I do really take care of my stencils. And when I use a paste or a gel or something like this, I do make sure. Now, you could take it into your sink and just like, I will just bring it over to the sink and run it underwater and just kind of rub lightly with my hand so I don't, you know, mess it or wrinkle it or anything or bend it. But I'm not near a sink. So I'm going to use a baby wipe and a paper towel and I'm going to clean it. And this will work just as fine as well. I don't have one near me or else I would do it. But what I highly recommend is instead of wiping this off on a paper towel or whatever, if you've got a lot of extra paste or gel or whatever well, today we're using paste. I recommend doing this into an art journal page if you have an art journal or a piece of art paper or something, so that you will not be wasting the paste. You'll be able to get this pattern onto that page and then just leave it out to dry. And then later, when you go to work on that page, you will have a starting point all done for you. And then, you know, it's a doubly good, amazing thing. So that's my recommendation to you. But here live right now, I didn't think about that ahead of time and I don't have one near me. So I'm just wiping it for today. But normally I would go find a journal. I would not waste this at all. So, okay, how are we doing here? Oh, there's still some more. Okay. I'm gonna fold this in half. This stencil is a bit fiddly, so I'm trying to be really careful. There's a lot of like loose little bits, but it is a really cool pattern. I'm also really interested to see what stencils you guys chose for your project. So please share your photos later once it dries. Okay, let's see. Oh, wow, that is so cool. Thanks, Carol. I just saw your comment. Okay, how's everybody doing? Any questions about this step? Sorry if you hear that dinging. I thought I put my phone on silent, but I apparently didn't. It's been a busy day. I'm just so grateful for heat. My goodness. Oh, so I have a funny story if you guys want to hear it while you're doing your little project there. Sorry, I didn't mean to say little project like that. But anyway, so the heat guy, he came and fixed our heat today. It was like 2.5 days with no heat and it's very cold out and it was very cold in the house. Anyway, he fixed the heat. He came upstairs and he said, "You have heat." And I was so excited. I was like, "Oh my goodness, yay." I said, "Thank you so much. I could just hug you." And he's like a 20-something kid, you know, like just really nice kid, whatever. And he's like, "Oh yeah, that's okay." And it just caught me and I was like, oh, he thinks I'm serious. But I mean, I might have hugged him, honestly. But it was just really funny. He was very polite and he said, no thanks. So that was fun. That was a funny thing that happened to me. Okay, this is clean enough. Very good. So how we doing? Our time is almost up. That was a really quick, easy step, but gonna pack a lot of punch here, I think. Look at this side is already starting to come through. So we're just gonna let it dry all the way and we'll see what we get tomorrow. Doesn't that look cool? I mean, this is gonna fold, right? And be my cover, but man, this is pretty cool. I'm excited. Okay. We have under a minute to go. Let me know if you have any questions. Any comments? 23 seconds. I'm just going to leave that right there so we can all look at it. It's so pretty. Okay, we're getting there. I'm going to let it run through even if you guys are done, just in case someone is still working. And if you are still working and you want to go past 10 minutes, you always can. But the point is that you can get work done in just 10 minutes. All right, here we go. Time is up. Okay, so there is today's step. Nice and easy. Just put some modeling paste through a stencil, make it moderately thick. And I'm going to say, let this just sit and dry overnight. The more you just let it sit and dry, the more it's going to soak up all of that spray that's underneath. And it's just going to be beautiful, rich colors tomorrow when we come back to it. Okay, so just set it aside, let it dry. Let's see, I used the right spray, but mine's not bleeding as fast as yours. That's okay. Just let it dry completely. And if tomorrow you're like, oh, I don't have as much color as I want, we can talk about it for a minute. We can talk about what sprays you used and the process that you did. But honestly, there is a way to like fix it if you're not totally happy with your results. Okay. So we'll take a couple minutes in the beginning to talk about that and make sure everybody's happy with this step before we move on. So thanks for telling me that. Just let it dry and don't dry it with the heat gun either. Just let it sit and dry. Okay. Dawn says all is good. Thanks. See you tomorrow. Okay. So I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for joining me, everybody, and happy Halloween. Have a good night.